dumps his caustic ult right now, Nipper in so much trouble.
This fight isn't worth to take, though, right now, because they were predicting the zone of pulling over here, and they lack the ring console information to see the actual pull going to the south side. But Flat, now trying to slide in. They get the two-piece at the same time. Now, only one member left to try and navigate away. And Flat have to get the full reset, because they know at least they have some time for right now. But Team Vision are looking to collapse on them.
And Ninjas in Pajamas, they lose it. They lose Godspot. Now it's Vision playing from the south side. The zone does pull to them, and you can see it's all about taking space. In these beach zones, it's really about playing big, being aggressive, and trying to put teams on the back foot before they can even get a sniff of you. That's why Ninjas in Pajamas lost their position. They're not playing Altar. As soon as they dropped to the low ground, they lost any kind of priority they had in that fight against Flat.
Getting overzealous there, too, and Nice Guys are the next to get eliminated here. JDG not giving an opportunity for any of these squads to open up strong before sliding in, floating. A wonderful story of this player. One of my favorite players to watch, honestly, in his journey in the ALGS from New Orleans here, and how we were able to see him do with Turcoholics, as he's going to be able to find another one. It's going to be the EMP now coming down. Team Vision looking to follow up immediately afterwards. You talk about the portal play. It's a staying on the high ground together with the Altar, and with an R9 and Kraber in Carter's hand, another crack comes in, followed up by the last knock, and they're going to be your game one winners. Team Vision, they see the vision and take the dub. And look at this positioning when you have the Gibby available. While there's so many of these teammates now trying to hold that split positioning, as you mentioned, Team Vision looking in two different directions as well, looking at Shopify, Sentinels, and JD Gaming right underneath them. JD Gaming finding themselves in quite a pinch. If Team Vision gets overzealous, though, they can find themselves getting wrapped up from behind. Shopify, though, fully send it now as an opportunity when this is just game two. You want to soak up all these points. It's not just about winning. It's about getting the KP. Shopify Rebellion are the next to go out. And Vision are looking to extend their lead. Your match one winners that are currently sitting at 30 points.
But super importantly, the team goes down first. They manage and make sure that they finish their kills before they die, and they end up with 9 kills. Could be important when it comes time to get above that 50-point threshold. The closest to it right now is Team Vision, and they are looking to go even further. They won the first game. Could they do it again here and go back-to-back?
That would be insane. Crazy story as they find Sentinels next. They're farming, but it's only up to Zach. He gets slowed down, and he cannot get to cover in time. They shut him down, but a third-place finish is nothing to scoff at, especially when you are so close to match point. We have to tally everything here, and it's our final 2 squads here. AG versus Dino, full 3-on-3.
AG Global, they were the fast movers. They got into this bike shed way before everyone else took to the southern part of the zone. It has paid massive dividends, you can see, not in terms of kills, but damn sure in terms of placement points. But now, with purple armor at least, you know, they did do so little damage there down to blues. They're gonna run it at Dinos.
Oh, Yanya. Oh, that looks a little funky right there. J Future just immediately turned on to him, but it's a trade-up from both sides. Even Finezo looking behind him, now flying through the tree. You won't get those health bars anymore to try to get them once you get out of line of sight. And then you get the reset for free as they scoop up the dub. AG Global coming out of Bonsai with that quick rotate onto Somers University for game number 2 win.
CRT just lost 1, by the way. Should be a res opportunity, potentially. It was the scout in the hands of Zero that got that knock. And if they continue to put out damage here, Team Liquid, they will force CRT when they have to push to be weakened to the point where it should be a comfortable fight. They've also got AG Global looking at them, and Jaguar as well. He's got himself a scout as well.
I mean, it should be Liquid versus AG Global in this final fight if they play this one correctly. Crazy Thieves are going to be somewhat isolated here in their position. Huss also are in a difficult spot as they rotate round as well. But again, as you said, a lot of it is going to come down to hitting your shots, but also when do you use your Mackie drill, for example? When do you get a portal out? Is there a position you can take? Can your Watson players create space for you and get that gen down?
I mean, the gen is down. CRT somehow are still alive here, and they're actually going to be in longer now than Huss. So Huss will have to make the play. And that's a scary proposition for Team Liquid, because they are closest to Team Liquid. Yanya will actually go and managed to pick up... Excuse me, did Yanya go down? Yanya did go down. He gets pointed back in. They will be able to get the res. CRT now walk up behind that van and that wall. The fences start to go down, and now leaving is difficult. And this was the worry here for Liquid, as Huss will send it on to them. But they manage to hold. They take down Huss.
They managed to hold, and now they just need to try and get that crawl over, but Crazy Thieves will finally fall to AG, and here's the last two. We knew it would happen. It's the two teams who had the building.
It's a 2v1 now. Last player alive is going to be here behind the two knockdown shields. They're going to swing onto it. AG Global cannot hold up the line, and Team Liquid will be your champions of game number 2. That was expertly navigated by them.
GK have been able to actually, I was going to say they've been able to get pretty central, but they lost players on the way, and now they will be fully eliminated as we're down to 6. Falcons still watching over the likes of Liquid and Shopify Rebellion and JD Gaming, who are all squished together at the moment, but it's still AG Global holding space as well as Team Vision.
Oh, Peekaboo Zydu, you've got Yanya above you. 1 HP is all that Yanya has. Nearzo is healthy and should be good enough to get Jaguares back onto his feet. Koifel trying to get behind the knockdown shield here for Shopify Rebellion. Zap's going to be joining him as well. It's Liquid in this fight. Panic and Zero combining together. Shopify Rebellion will fall, but here comes Falcons now, moving out to clean up these final pieces as AG Global peek over the fence.
Everyone trying to create space with these fences at the moment. AG Global in touching distance of that match point threshold. They just want to convert these kills. That pushes them that one step closer now as we're into the top 4.
2 more points is all that's required. Now
there you
they
go.
do it. 51 points for AG Global, the first team to hit match point as Liquid and Falcons will drop. And surprise, surprise, it's now Team Vision's go. They need 1 single point as Lota jumps up to the high ground and absolutely shreds the team who's up there.
Vision have to win it, and they will! So Vision also crossed the match point threshold. There was a chance if they had lost that fight, they would have been so close at 49. But our two teams in that final fight both crossed the 50-point threshold.
Ninjas in Pajamas are apparently just too happy with their current position to put pressure on Team Vision or AG. They have the opportunity to do both, but they are not. They are letting these match point teams run free. And of course, look, they can't necessarily be sure which team is which, but they have the power to change this and keep this game going.
Wait, but this is a scary situation because then you put yourself here on the low ground. Yanya does find fun, but this fight needs to wrap up even faster. JD Gaming clinging on for dear life as a solo over onto the north side of this zone. AG are looking at this player. They do not want to get it on. That is what I was worried about. Naughty, he takes out Yanya. Sentinels are still looking at this fight here too, up by the high ground, while Nizol's the next to go down. There is no way that Naughty almost took out all the members of AG Global right there. They put down the dome on the perfect amount of time, and now they have to scout ahead to make sure that they can get up on the lip of this high ground if it's cleared, as Sentinels are the next to go.
Wow.
AG Global have now cleared the entire northeastern side of the zone while being at match point.
Oh my god, I mean, I was not sure about that drop down. I thought, why don't they just stay up the top, keep playing, you know, maybe make that push for a position where Ninjas in Pajamas were, but they don't. It's like they wanted to stay low and then probably do a late Valk ult into the zone, and somehow they survive all of that. That's where the baby comes in to its own. All right, time to Valk ult. Hope there was enough, you know, ultic cells and whatnot down the bottom there. Revival, they've been playing very passively at the top. We see them just trading blows with Team Vision. Both of them have been biding their time. It's the zipline up that AG managed to take, but as soon as they do, the other team is on them.
It makes me wonder here, you know, are you going to commit to this with NIP looking at them? But now this fight is actually taking their attention. Team Vision, your other match point team are looking to stay alive. Revival get eliminated. They actually managed to do it. Loader cannot clutch it on his own. Last 2 squads, and it's AG Global versus NIP. Can NIP give us more Apex for this regional finals? You see the triple take, and you see the cat wall in front of you. They're going to use this to their advantage. They call down the Gibby bubble, and they want to be able to wrap up around NIP. They have the awareness, but Nizol's now out of the fight, popping a shield back.
I love this bubble. They take space away from NIP and put a timer on them. The zone's coming in. AG Global gets the bubble down. Can they get this final fight and win?
Vayne, though, he's going crazy, and NIP, they save the day. We get more Apex. They shut down the opposition. AGG were so close, but unfortunately, we saw NIP bing them down with the R9. Vayne clutching it for this team to win match number 5.
for these teams. It looks like AG are just going to try and tank this. I like this, using the mobile shield here. You want to keep your bubble and hopefully another castle wall in the bank here for when they move over this wall. Just tank it, get the shields up, and use your abilities for this. Oh my god, come on. Take that ground. That's such a good position from AG.
The slam down, somebody can mark down that this is AGG, a team who's playing to win. The catwall has been brought up before their eyes as NIP slide over to their left.
Oh my god.
They took too much damage from the bombardment. You get a bombardment. You get a bombardment. There's so many gibbies. Every team in this final zone has a gibby. We go next. The curse continues, and Revival are looking to close out the right side of the fence line. Well, NIP shut down AGG's advances back to back.
Oh, it's Kurev the Revelation in this split, who keeps us going one more and also pushes his team 3 points away here. 2 now from match point. Shopify go down. They won't be joining them on match point. 1 more. Still 5 squads left alive in this zone.
Oh, look at the bubble party. Look at the bubble party. All the bubble blowing babies will be beaten senseless at the hands of NIP, it looks like, because they are forming this lobby as they finally get taken out. 51, they make it. 2 squads left, but that was all NIP needed. Crazy Thieves! Jayhawk was on the interview. They heard him, Genome, and they stepped up to the plate to take game number 6.
Surely that will be enough. Wham bam, thank you, man. That's going to be AG Global eliminated, and that sends us to another match guaranteed. All 3 of our match point teams eliminated from this lobby. But now it's about crushing the threshold, which is exactly what Liquid have done.
50 points for Liquid, job done. All match point teams eliminated. Like you say, we will see more Apex Legends here. In our Americas regional finals, Liquid, the next team to join the Match Point Collective. SR are close as well, up on that high ground. They still need 5, though.
They need 5, but they are in a good position. They can actually lock down some pretty important KP as Buckle Boy is ripped out of the lobby. Down to 8 now, as this high ground is being fought for tooth and nail at the moment, but people starting to bombard their way into zone with these Valkyries.
Koifel with a hip fire. Oh my god, a combination of him and Zap is good enough. That Hemlock is hitting, and Koifel will almost single-handedly dismiss the team in front of him. Godlike just been eliminated as well. Flat will fall next. 5 teams now remain. 50 points for Shopify. They are on match point.
There are some heavy hitters now on match point going into the next, but who's going to be able to convert this one as Huss finally get eliminated? They've had quite the journey to find themselves in this position. Darkveil has segregated these teams at the moment as Liquid looking to rain down hell from their position.
Full 11. Down to just 1 though. Koifel having to back up here, try and play behind someone else's rampart. That's not going to happen. Shopify Rebellion eliminating. The door now opens for the swing for Team Liquid to win their 2nd game of the day. Match point confirmed. They will join the collective who could win this thing in the next match. He's hoping for some numbers. The lobby is hoping for some numbers. NIP fans are hoping they do not connect as Kurev starts to chip away with that wingman.
But Falcons, they're biding their time. They're allowing this fight to happen. They say we're more than happy to just stay alive at the moment, but it's just the damage output from NIP at the moment. They are fighting both teams at once and still finding success.
NIP have managed to reset. Excuse me, Nemesis have managed to reset, though they're back up to 3. And it does get a little bit of a feeling here that teams know this is NIP and they don't want to give them this game. In some situations, you'd play for 2nd, I think, if you're Falcons here. They're not going to do that. They are fighting the high ground. The evac goes down. And will they send?
Surely they know. It looks like they know. Oh no, now they're fighting. This is great for NIP.
2 catwalls come out. 2 catwalls go down, as does Guild, however. Guild has fallen here for Falcons. Will Nemesis try and take advantage of that? The spray comes in. Alg tries to make a play up onto NIP on the high ground, which now means that they will have to drop NIP into the mixer.
It's a big portal. It's a risky portal. Can anyone get the kills on top of it, though?
Vayne! NIP! Champions! And regional finals champions as well!
Just such an impressive game from start to finish. Such an impressive series from start to finish from NIP. Not only do they deny the likes of AGG, the likes of Vision from winning this entire thing, but at their second opportunity to win it themselves, they get the job done from a tough position as well. I know the high ground, yes, you have ultimate high ground, yes, you are probably the most likely, but both those teams were waiting so long, hoping they would have to drop off, but they used every bit of utility they could, every ultimate that was available, just to try and create their space and make sure they could get into that final circle as healthy as possible.
It was going to take a little bit of a miracle to put him off. And speaking of a miracle, on one side, you've got elation. On the other side, you probably have despair. And if you look at the bottom, that is a team that has many, many fans in our league, Crazy Thieves, who just missed the cutoff by a point. It was actually the very single performance that just occurred with those two teams in Nemesis getting enough of a move forward to push them ahead of CRT by one, guys, and qualify them instead. What a heartbreak for CRT.
A heartbreak for CRT, but congratulations to Nemesis as well. You know, they did it themselves. You have to say, in the final game, they got to the top 3. There's a KP somewhere, a placeable point somewhere in that final scuffle that sends them to Paris. And for Albrelelli and the crew, I think it's a huge moment for them. Of course, commiserations to CRT, commiserations to godlike ROC, but it's not today's performance that's let you down. It's the splits performance that's let you down. For fun, looking to close in on the final remaining players of the Horde down on the low ground. VP were trying to portal through to see if they could get a little bit of the action themselves and collect some KP. 90 Pulse is still alive, and Aurora now make their move up onto high. GG versus Aurora. The Horde have been eliminated in the meantime as Effect looks for victims.
Yeah, perhaps they just were able to sniff out there was only a duo here, and finally GG will fall, but a valiant effort. 4th place as a duo in the end, as Aurora will now reign supreme here in the middle. But VP utilizing a little bit of height here, and I really like this because you've got the opportunity to get that Sentinel up here as well.
I was about to say, I thought Prestis had himself the Sentinel still in hand, and if you're serving someone up like that, after the drone hits from Axel.
Oh, even better.
That'll do. Yeah, we'll stick with that one instead, actually. Let's see another drone hit. Get that all back. Get it in there. Oh, Axel actually in the composition here for VP. So that was actually not a friendly one. That was a foreign drone that went in that served that player up.
VP in such a good position at the moment as well. If you can just convert one of these shots, I mean, honestly, I would probably hand it over to the previous, but 7 bullets. A lot to work with here, and a good amount of time before the zone is going to touch your backside.
Oh, the collat! The collat from Prestis! It was worth waiting for! 2 teammates fall to Skynades. Prestis will go up to try and be the hero, but it's Aurora who fly up to the high ground, wipe VP, and now it is a 3 versus 3. It's for fun versus Aurora for game number 1.
It's just Aurora's world, and we are merely living in it at this point. So much damage.
Yeah, this was done. I'm sorry. I hate to call it early, but that much damage, you cannot lose this one. Tyler, good night. Aurora, start off hot here in game number 1.
Our number 1 team coming into regional finals, and they have proved why. Right from start to finish, they have shown so many different things as a unit, whether it is staying alive, whether it is avoiding fights, whether it is disengaging, re-engaging, keeping people up, getting people back into the game, pushing, getting aggressive, utilizing the nitro gates when they needed to. Yeah, that was, from start to finish, perfect.
But they might be able to buy enough time here just to get healthy, as the 2 teams are going to engage. It's HM and the Horde, and VP might be able to wait and see what happens as a Maggie Ball comes in from distance.
Well, that just disrupts everything, doesn't it? It's Virtus Pro now going to try and convert as a duo here. Prestis still has so much armor to work with, though, and there is certainly going to be watching on from Eclipse and Make EU Great Again, who are kind of joining in on this engagement, as Horde will eventually be taken down.
Oh, you thought it was bad enough? Well, here's Sheila from Arzus. HM eliminated, the Horde went as well, and VP will win that battle on the northeast side of the zone.
Now, this is where you've got to look towards your Gibby player, right? If you can build up that bubble over and over again, you're going to put yourself in such a good position for the end game. But that being said, excuse me, all the Gibbies just got eliminated. Gibbies are down. We are now looking at compositions. There's a Newcastle on the side of Eclipse. You've got the Mad Maggies on Eclipse and VP as well. You've got the Seer on Make EU Great Again. But that's 3 Newcastles still in the lobby. Only the Catalyst, really, that can be a huge difference maker in terms of splitting up this zone. So Make EU Great Again actually in a really good position to try and force this circle in the way they would like to.
Well, we've already seen one of the best Kraber shots that we've seen in the split so far in game number 1. What can Zidane do with 3 bullets in the big gun himself? He's going to have to find some sort of damage as we have our final 4 teams alive here. Infinite are going to have to move. It's a little bit of a scary spot for them to be in. The north side, Eclipse Need Pro, they're going to be safe for a little bit longer, and here is that move, but it's going to have to be rampart wall after rampart wall, and you can see they're just being pressured here consistently by 2 teams in the lobby. Zidane's going to step forward and might be able to hit a big shot here as VP just kind of overlooking a lot of what's going down.
Oh, Infinite might just jump onto Eclipse here, and actually that is going to change everything for Make EU Great Again, because they can just wall off this map, which they do, and they will take pure control here. They can join in on this fight and dominate this west side.
Yeah, that wall is perfect. That is going to give them all of the control of the space. Nate is going to have to back out, but there is VP. But there is an L-Star, and there is Nate too from Nate. Out of nowhere. Nitro Gate, L-Star. All sorts of problems being caused, and Eclipse Need Pro are now going to move in, and they will take game number 2. But boy, are we seeing some clips and some highlights here at EMEA to start things off. That is a phenomenal game number 2.
I am so surprised that after the cat wall, they engaged in that third party as aggressively as they did. I mean, you've got to give credit to Eclipse for holding off that initial fight and staying at a full 3. I think maybe Make EU Great Again thought that there was going to be a far weaker team. They were going to wall off, finish off the fight after the third party, and then take a 3v3 in a healthy manner.
The unfortunate int that we saw too from Mega after they paid for it. Elite EU henchman, the last one alive, preventing the rest from coming in. The Newcastle too, but you're dealing with the Watson from the other side, playing ring around the rosy between these fence lines. But the Newcastle has that purple knockdown shield. It's taking so long to try to finish this off. But henchman is so healthy, he's so confident. He comes out on top, and nobody is even on the high ground to stop this reset from coming through.
Yeah, the little GL on the Hemlock goes underrated sometimes when you've got to deal with knockdown shields in weird situations like that. It's just a good way to finish off fights and be able to make sure that you can clear out your knocks. Now we've got 3 squads left. Kraber with infinite ammo on the high ground here from AJ.
Actually crazy to say that. Imagine saying that like 3 years ago. Oh my goodness. Elite EU though have been having one heck of a game. Look at henchman after coming out in clutch in that 1v1. You talk about the Kraber in hand. By the way, AJ also has that double tap onto the alternator as well as that purple bag. Ready reloaded off of the Kraber, but stay healthy are trying to control so much of the space too. Elite EU now forced to back away while Vicious are trying to get a full reset here and stay healthy, are looking to wrap around in our last 3 squads.
Vicious do get the respawn onto Hoodie. We saw that notification, little green beam in the sky, but they didn't really want to peek over because they're too worried about the Vicious taking advantage of them coming out of cover. Here we go, they push up a little bit more though, and just as the zone squeezes them in, stay healthy surely come out on top, unless maybe Elite EU can find just the right moment to push up with the Void Nexus.
Okay, that was a little overzealous right there, taking the altar portal, but guess what? That allows Elite EU to now just walk up for free. They're taking advantage of the knocks that they see right before their eyes. They're fully up as a 3-man, and it's just a matter of time as Elite EU take one for the books for our first game on E District for our regional finals.
Very canny play there from Elite EU. They actually, I don't know how often I've ever said this in Apex, but they used the low ground to their advantage there. There's, I think, 0 Gibraltars. There's, I think, only 1 Newcastle actually on the side of Gaming Gladiators left in the lobby.
That's actually crazy. So good luck making your own cover right there when it's going to be chaotic. The amount of hemlocks that we're hearing here too. Longzy taking a good chunk of that damage. I mean, also imagine the influx of Seer too, being able to have that information, but Gans is going to be able to find that follow-up here. He goes in, gets the 2-piece over following up Team Heretics. They do lose out on Alongzi while he was trying to fully slide in, but you take up that Nitro boost. You're going to be able to try to get the follow-up here. Jans, now it's only up to him, but he's in the line of sight of two players. Can he get the finishing blow? He gets the jump. He plays ring around the Rosie, around the cart. He needs to use this knockdown as some extra cover, but even with Kashea up on the high ground, it was just too much to ask for. Now, this is the zone that we're expecting. The Catalyst, too, by the way. The wall was used up. That's some extra makeshift cover for one of our squads here. Now, it's up to Elite EU, who wanted to clear their backs, looking to get this res.
Zipline Mafia, the only team from the south, they were really trying to push everyone away into the zone. They weren't particularly successful. Aurora, if they had a massive game here, maybe took out the dub, they had a chance of getting to being the first team to match point, but they don't quite make it. Now that Elite EU have solidified their position on the high ground now, they're looking to take even more space and bully Horde, who sit in the middle. If another team stay healthy to the north, Zipline to the west, even get a bead on this, and here you go, Maggie Drills start just railing Horde here in the middle. I doubt they'll stay alive for much longer.
Yeah, it's tough too, right? Because you're trying to hold and bunker down with that caustic, and 3 of our teams here in the final 4 do have a Seer. Wikyu, I'm surprised he stays alive. He started to dance on them, a little bit of movement before popping that shield battery, playing off that low ground. You talked about it. Zipline Mafia, though, are also in a good spot. While they're going to take this slowly, they're continuously peppering in damage and trying to oppress, stay healthy, but they're trying to get the death box res, as you mentioned, and they pull it off. The fact that they get this off, you even see the missile from one side. The caustic barrels are helping them out.
Come on, surely just a few Hemlock breach charges can deal with the Horde. There we go. If they had to live past 4th there, I would have been incredibly surprised and impressed as well. But no, they don't. So now we have some exhibits going down the Seers. One for each team still alive, trying to give each other the information of how they can deal with pushing one team into the other. Now we're just down to Zipline and stay healthy.
And that's why it's so scary to go in for an early rotate when there's little to no cover. You're literally just hogging these crates, wishing that you could come out in clutch. But you talked about the Catalyst before. You put the cat wall from stay healthy. Now you move up. No way! The Kickstart brings everybody up. It's a buffet for everybody to feast on. A Zipline Mafia. They clean up the scraps, and they are your Game 4 winners.
Doing such a good job, and now the bubble's back up as well, and you get the wall down, but the big push from GG. Drone comes out and blows everyone up into the air, but Stay Healthy are still surviving.
What?
And Newcastle gets the job done, and GG go down.
2 points is all they need. GG will be out next. AJ with the defensive bombardment, hoping that maybe it can do enough to get the points, but Stay Healthy come up too short as Elite, Auglis and Hungry, and Zipline Mafia will be your final 3 teams. Stay Healthy are so close, but yet so far.
August and Hungry in a great position. They've been able to segregate themselves from the rest of the lobby at the moment, and they might be able to force this engagement between Elite and Zipline Mafia, potentially taking a win. Zipline Mafia 10 points away, by the way, from that match point threshold. If they were to get all of these kills, still a chance they could cross it, as Elite EU now looking to see if they can capitalize on the damage that was done onto Zipline.
Hellstar still in the hands of Kinda here. Zipline Mafia just down to a 2. Zone is going to be closing. Wikyu trying to play this one quiet, pretending that he is not there. But his teammate has gone down to that L-Star from Kinda. Wikyu, though, he's going to influence this endgame. Freaks is going to go down. From top 3, they can't improve upon that, and Elite EU now move in. Damage has been done in that scuffle, and Elite EU not only win the game, they cross match point, and they can win the whole damn thing next game.
And they will be the only team on match point going into match 6 as well. The confidence going into that 6th game, not only crossing the threshold, but getting the win, that is huge for them. But now, can they go back-to-back here to try and win the EMEA regional finals?
And they inch closer and closer to match point. 3 points is all they need now.
It should be achievable, especially with how they're fighting at the moment. They're working well together. By the way, though, yeah, you have to keep eyes on Elite EU here, because Light, he could go through the tunnel, but it's just about avoiding everyone as much as you can. If you can somehow, some way, find yourself into a position where it's like 3 or 4 teams alive, it's still achievable, even if unlikely.
Especially with the Kraber, you never know. Couple of teams fight. Kraber 1, comes to 2v2v2. If things start to add up, the math will be mathing. GG still need those 3 points, though. How do they want to get them? Do they want to try and push for the KP? Do they want to try and work their way towards zone and think about the placement points doing the work for them? Light's been spotted out. Zane might think about taking the challenge here.
God, can you imagine what's going through Light's mind and the rest of the squad? You heard how silent it got, by the way, when they died. As now the Brave move on through, as again he finds somewhere to play.
GG are down to just 2. The kickstart is going to hurt as well. Blast has to hit some big shots, and he manages to do so himself. To make EU great again. Light's still alive, by the way. He's still doing work. Make EU great again and dead. Elite EU are dead. Amazing effort coming in from Light, though, as the attention turns to GG, who now hit match point.
And GG, remember, they are the match point team. Think about what happened in scrims. They were finding wins left, right, and center, and they'll get the chance in the next. And maybe, who knows, they might even win this game. They win that engagement. They've got 8 KP on one single player, 11 across the team. They're having one heck of a game right now as Team Heretics also trying to put more points on the board.
Yeah, Heretics need these for the overall standings as well. Just remember, at the start of the day, they were in one of the qualification spots, but as it stands, they would be outside of them. So Heretics desperate for a good game here, and Alonzi and crew are going to have to find their way to some KP and some good placements to give themselves the confidence for this game and this series to continue going a little bit longer.
Where do you go with that bubble? Are you able to find it anywhere with the portal? Excuse me, the bubble portal. It doesn't really matter as GG are going back and forth, but now they are being very much aggressed upon as For Fun get eliminated.
Heretics need this, and they have the high ground. GG are gone, For Fun are gone. 2 squads now remain. Down on the low ground, it's Stay Healthy, who have been in the middle of the zone, and Heretics, oh my god, they get queued out into the zone. Stay Healthy, win, hit match point, win the game as well. And they will be a team alongside GG and Elite in the next game who could win the whole thing.
Wow, we have 3 teams on match point going into match 7.
Zipline Mafia just went out as well. They were on 46. Another team fails to clinch match point, and now it's really looking at make EU great again. They've been picking up so many kills, and a win, I think that actually could get them across the line here.
Yeah, I believe so here, Genome. It's just looking at everybody in front of them, and it's like shooting ducks as they're all forced in their line of sight. Aim practice for the rest of this squad. And as everybody is forced to collapse to one another, they're gonna just strive in this chaos. They're looking at Hardeki, though, who wants to take a full swing on them. They were playing with the Rampart. They're trying to play around the Rampart barrier, but the Hemlock breaks right through it. They swing on Zidane, who is out in the open, playing incredibly wide, and this actually could put a dent as Mega do not get match point. Citadel Gaming, when we asked where they were at, they came in to shine and take game number 7. The 10 squads left, Gaming Gladiators now, Kraber in hand. Blast looking to see if they can complete this dub with 7 squads left. They're holding one angle here, but they're trying to harass Elite EU with the Kraber shot. The follow-up, they're trying to fully dive on them. They do not want to allow another team to just grief them, and that was the creep that I was worrying about. That's going to be chaotic to follow up. Light actually gets res, and he gets the finishing blow here. It's only up to Zane. There's only so much you could do. Do you try to finish them off, but you can't even grapple right over them. They get the res, and then Newcastle once again hails supreme.
Gaming Gladiators, second place. They go down. Elite EU move up into 82 points in first place with the only match point eligible team alive. They also are very much on the edge of the zone, Vicky, but pretty much everyone is at this point. There's not a lot of space in the middle to play. Teams don't really want to get themselves worried about that just yet. You can see that's why these teams are literally just hugging the walls next to each other. You could you probably tap and get a Morse code message to them if you really needed to.
Do they get the memo? As they're trying to swing onto this Team Heretics. They don't know what's waiting for them on the other side. 6 squads left in Elite EU. With victory in sight, being the only match point team left in this lobby, or will we see more Apex? Team Heretics with a mass ping, gonna be able to send that nade up inside the door. Final zone closing in behind everybody's backs. Elite EU, though, are trying to control so much of this space. Blessed are the next to get eliminated. And alongside Elite EU, the one team that they have to make sure that doesn't grief them is Team Heretics, who are gonna wrap behind them.
Yeah, and they don't have the setup this way. You can see the Newcastle wall was, it was worried about the other side, but all of a sudden,
They know.
They've got it ready. What? What, Vicky?
They know, but Henchman, can he clutch a nice weapon behind him? No, we get more Apex. I was gonna say, they knew who that was. Elite EU got pinpointed and Team Heretics keeps this going. We get to see more, but can they also hit match point? That is the question. They have 49 points right now. And Vicious, they're starting to clean things up. Our final 3 squads left, and TH only have 1 member alive.
1 member, 1 point. That's what stands between them and match point eligibility. Honestly, this is, too close, but not close enough. It now comes down to Node and Team Vicious.
Just a matter of time. Vicious looking vicious in this lobby on how they held their ground. They take the dub, and I believe with that win too, Genome, that probably set them up with 50 points and also have made them match point eligible.
Alliance hold the southern side, whereas everyone else is closer towards the north, which again, I would still say advantage Alliance in this moment, unless all these northern teams kind of group up to watch over them. But making you great again, of course, being the solo, it really does rely on Alliance to keep us going. Otherwise, we're looking at VP, Aurora, or Zipline Mafia to be our regional finals winners.
A moment of calm here as the zone will close in 10 seconds. Make EU great again will be eliminated, so it's all up to you, Alliance. If you want to give us some more Apex and you want to keep this tournament going. Zone will start to close now as VP on this low ground will have to move pretty soon with Aurora in front of them.
It's going to force Zipline Mafia in first. Alliance might have to move second, but they do have the low ground to work with. It's just whether Virtus Pro will take their angle around them. You can see Alliance are hovering at the moment, trying to find a little bit of a nook and a cranny to work with near the center of the zone. But also, you have to create your own space as a team here. You have to look big as Virtus Pro. They take a couple of shots, and that might create an engagement.
Precious is going to get sent as well. Ozus and Precious, the last 2 alive here for VP. Alliance are trying to take them down. Precious does get the shield swap. Unlucky gets absolutely beamed himself. Alliance, they will keep themselves alive. Aku gets the shield swap, but now Aurora on the high ground have to deal with Aku. That beam will be remembered.
That could be massive for their chances, but Zipline Mafia have taken control of the high ground. Can Alliance reset at all here? No, they're eliminated.
Zipline Mafia might be about to close this one out. Aurora down on the low ground. Irene, the final victim, and Zipline Mafia will be your champions.
Zipline Mafia, they take full advantage of Aurora getting distracted by the play from Alliance. And even though a valiant effort from Alliance to try and keep us going here, Mark, Zipline Mafia, who would have called that one coming into today?
Here it is, our Pro League standings. Guys, reactions. Obviously, Aurora, VP, For Fun, Esports, Alliance, Elite EU, GG, Mega, The Horde, they make it, and Zipline Mafia as well. But everyone else will not be attending Paris.